If you leave that toxic relationship, people will start judging you. They will start saying that that woman cannot, she can't keep a marriage. Just because she ran from a toxic person, they will start blaming the victim. If a man decides to leave a toxic wife, they will start judging that man. Start saying that that man is not strong enough. He cannot keep a family. Just because he ran away from a toxic environment, from a toxic person. That is the mentality majority of Africans have.
I hope I'm not too late joining this challenge. I did not kill him. I did not kill him even after I had found out when the child was 3 that he had urinated the child, and he denied point blank. And because the child was his biological child, I thought I was hallucinating. I held on to the results when the doctor said there was no. Hello, at that time I didn't know that a child can be violated even without penetration. At the time, I didn't know that a person can just ejaculate a child without penetrating. I chose to believe him when he said, he looked at me in my eyes and said, how can you think that I can do that to my own child? I should have killed him when the child was 8 and he dragged me, and in my sleepy haze I found him on top of the child.
He made a baby outside, but I did not kill him. He left me for another girl, but I did not kill him. He left me in so much debt that it took me years to get out of. And I watched him living his best life, debt-free life. But I did not.
It's even come to women having to retell painful, life-altering stories of the GBV and abuse they've endured at the hands of South African men. It's even come to them having to relive that trauma because you guys refuse to get the message. They have to emphasize to you that after everything that was done to them, they still did not unalive him, because you guys make excuses for South African men who unalive their partners. It's even come to that we will defend and platform an abuser with ongoing cases of GBV till to date. It's even come to that. Just for you guys to get the message, GBV is something that we need to take seriously in this country, and futhi asikaze siyithathe seriously. Namanje we are not taking it seriously.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robi Masaga. Today I want us to discuss about a very important and heartbreaking topic that has been trending in South Africa for a while now. I want us to discuss about the I Did Not Kill Him movement. Well, this is a movement that began immediately after a tragic incident that happened in South Africa, where Sibusiso Lawrence unalived his girlfriend. The movement highlights the experiences of women who have endured abuse from their partners but never resorted to violence. Majority of women are sharing, they are giving their stories. They're telling exactly how it happened, and they never resorted. They never opted to unalive their partners, just like what Sibusiso did, because according to Sibusiso, just before he unalived himself too, he said that the girlfriend had cheated on him, and that is why he unalived her. And majority of these women, I'm about to share a few stories. I'm about to share a few videos of these women giving their stories. Majority of them went through the same thing that Sibusiso went through, but they didn't unalive their partners. And that is why majority of us we are asking why. Why do you have to unalive your partner just because they cheated on you, or just because they did something to you? Why do you have to unalive them? Why can't you just pack or collect yourself and walk out of that relationship? Why do you have to force yourself to be with someone maybe you're not even meant to be with? Maybe even him or her cheating on you was a blessing in disguise. Some things happen in life and we think maybe, why is this happening to me? And maybe that thing is happening for your own good. Maybe it's protecting you from living with an abusive person. That person has cheated on you. Why can't you pack your things, collect yourself, and walk out of that relationship? Why do you have to end your life? Just because I want to be with this person, you end up unaliving them, you end up ruining your life, you end up ruining the life of your family members. Because tell me, how the family members to Sibusiso Lawrence, how are they right now? Imagine how the neighbors are treating them right now. Do you think anyone would even want to marry someone from that family? You ruin the family, the life of, you ruin your own life, and you even ruin the life of your family members, even the family members to the victim. Why do you have to end your life like that? Just because you want to be with a human being who is cheating on you? They've already showed you signs that they don't want to be with you. So why do you have to force issues? Anyway, guys, let me share a few videos of women giving their stories, and let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. And if you also have any experience that you'd want to share with us, please tell us on the comment section. Yeah, and remember to subscribe, like, and also share this video. Let's watch.
This is very sensitive, but I did not him when we were busy, and I told him to get off because he's hurting me and he did not want to get off. And because I was screaming very badly, his brother had to come and remove him on top of me. Now I have 2 family members from one household that have seen me. I did not kill him when he said I behaved that way because I want to go report him to the police for money. How much do I want? He can pay me off, most. It's not a problem. I did not kill him. Number 2, I did not kill him when he forcefully moved into my house and commanded it like it was his, acting like the head of the house, when he did not contribute to any bills, when he did not respect the space, and when he did not want to leave, when he kept making excuses about when he's leaving. The very same person I did not kill, the very same person when all he could talk about is putting a baby in my womb, and all I could do in the house is play dish and dodge so that I don't sleep with this person who would not leave. And sure, he had access into the estate. Getting rid of him would be very difficult because it looked like it was my fault to a lot of people's eyes. So I did not kill him to get him out of my apartment, to get him out of my space, out of the place that I pay for, that I work hard to afford. I did not kill him. Number 3. So it's more like I did not kill him. I did not kill him. Number 3, when he left me with a child when I was in varsity, and he lived his amazing life, continued with his life. And his baby mama did not kill him too when he went and impregnated another woman while she was pregnant, which apparently it's me, sorry. When she was pregnant, she did not either. I did not kill him. Number 4, I did not kill him when he dated me for months, kept quiet, and went and got married in a different country and ghosted me. I did not search for him. I did not investigate. I did not want to know. I accepted and I moved on with my life.
I did not. One day, he came home drunk. He found our son sleeping. That time, my son was 7 months. He joined him. 2 minutes or so, he woke up. He grabbed my son. He choked him. Ashakawan was 7 months. I was in the other room when I came running because I heard my son screaming. I came running. I screamed until I became calm so that I can talk to him. Ke mmotsa hore ho etsahalang. Why are you choking, umntwana? He said to me with veins on his face. The guy is light in complexion, so you can imagine he was red by that time. Antsa kgamme ngwana jalo, ke re ke eng? Ho etsahalang? O kgama ngwana, ke eng? Tlohella ngwana. I am screaming. Are, call my sister. This thing is a creature, a creature. Ke ntho ha khona we explain, even though after the next day he was sober, ha khona we explain. Khama ngwana. Ha ke mo kopa hore a tlohelle ngwana, ke mo hlalosetsa hore ntho ke ngwana. Are ke ntho. I call my sister so that I don't know. I pretended to take a phone and call his sister. Came back to him and said, your sister says she's coming. Ke kopa o tlohelle ngwana. A mo lahlela. I did not kill him. He was abusive. That's why I ran for my life, for my son's life. I did not kill him, even though he deserved it. But I did not kill him.
This is a good reminder of how common gender-based violence is. And despite everything that these women went through, they didn't retaliate. They didn't choose violence. They didn't choose to unalive their partners just because they did this to them. And let me just tell you guys, everything that Sibusiso went through, majority of these women have gone through the same thing, but they didn't unalive their partners. So you have no excuse unaliving someone. The life of someone is very precious to them. You don't have to end it. You can always start over with someone else. Majority of you have a very brighter future out there, but you choose violence over that. Just because you want to stick with a toxic person, this person will still cheat on you in future. You might want them to change. They will still cheat on you. And if you've already seen signs, walk out. You don't have to wait for you to reach that limit of wanting to unalive them for you to walk out. Or you don't have to wait until you unalive someone for you to walk out. And trust me, the moment you unalive someone, you will never walk out, because now you've ruined your life. You will either do exactly what Sibusiso did to himself, or you'll go to prison. So you don't have to wait to that point. When someone shows you signs that they don't want you in their life, believe them. Don't wait until they tell you. Believe them. Signs are very important. Believe them and walk out for your own good. Go out there, find another good woman, find another good man, and start a relationship with them. You don't have to wait to ruin your life for you to walk out. Sibusiso and this lady, they had a kid together. Now tell me, how is that kid going to survive without both her parents? Even in her own family, she'll be seen like an outcast because of what her dad did. Just because you can't control yourself, you can't control your emotions, you want to unalive someone because you just want to be with them. How many are we on earth? How many are we? And that is not even the only option. You can even decide to, stay single. You don't have to prove to the society that you have to be with someone in your life, because Africans, let me talk about Africans, because this is something that I've seen here in Africa. We have this mentality of wanting to prove to the society that for you to be respected in the society, you have to be married. you have to have a husband or you have to have a wife. If you leave that toxic relationship, people will start judging you. They will start saying that that woman cannot, she can't keep a marriage. Just because she ran from a toxic person, they will start blaming the victim. If a man decides to leave a toxic wife, they will start judging that man. Start saying that that man is not strong enough. He cannot keep a family. Just because he ran away from a toxic environment, from a toxic person. That is the mentality majority of Africans have. And that is why majority of families in Africa are going through a lot emotionally. Some people are depressed. Women are not even enjoying their life just because they want to stick with a toxic man, because they want to prove to the society. Majority of women who are married here in Africa, they are not happy. They are not happy because they are just surviving in those marriages. Because they want to prove to the society. Their husbands will cheat from morning to evening. They will sleep with anything they see in front of them. And these women are just there hoping for their men to change. These men are violent to them. They get physical with them. They are violent to them emotionally. And these women will still, sit there and wait, hoping their men to change. Men are also going through the same thing. We have women who even beat their husbands. Women who even chop off their men's private parts. You want to survive with a violent woman and wait until she chops off your private part for you to walk out? There are so many cases back in Africa of women who have chopped off their men's private parts. And those men, they saw signs. It's not like they didn't see signs. They saw signs and they still endured. There's a story of a lady who even organized for someone to unalive her husband. But just because this woman, she was pretty, she was, curvaceous, she was lighter in complexion, because that is what majority of women out here likes. That man was hoping that that woman will change. She ended up organizing on how the husband would be unalived. The guy was lucky. He was lucky enough that that the guy that the lady spoke to, he knew that man. He knew the man and he told him exactly what the wife had, organized. You wait for someone to unalive you, for you to walk out. The reason why I like the Western culture, they never wait until it's too late. They will walk out. They will get married to you. 1 year down the line, they see signs, they will divorce you. It's the opposite here in Africa. It's the very opposite. We want to stick around with violent people because we want to prove to the society how we can make good wives, how we can make good husbands. It's not right. Protect your kids, because at the end of the day, who is more important in your life? Your kid or that toxic person? Your children are more important. Protect them. If you have children with this person, if you have children with that man you're living with that toxic man, if you have children with that toxic woman, protect those kids. Walk out. It's never too late. It's never, and that relationship is not, it's not so important than your life, than than the life of your kids. Protect them first, instead of trying to prove to the society that you can make good wives and husbands out here. Nobody cares. Let me tell you something, guys. People will always talk. No matter how good you are, people will find something. People will fault you. They will discuss you. They will sit down and discuss you. No matter how good you are, no matter how bad you are, people will still talk about you. So you don't have to prove anything to people. You will want to impress them, but they will still discuss you. So walk out. The moment you see those red signs, walk out. I've seen and I've heard how people talk about single moms. And the reason why I'm saying single moms is it's because majority of women who leave their marriages, their toxic marriages, majority of them, they never remarry. Majority of them opt to, take care of their kids instead of starting a new relationship. For men, it's easy. Majority of them remarry immediately after separating with their wives. So I've heard how people talk about single moms. People start blaming victims. You're not even sure why this person left this man, but you start judging them. You start calling them names. You start saying how they can't even keep a marriage. So you people want to wait until this person has been unalived for you to start saying, why didn't she walk out? That is what you will say. Because right now, majority of people out there, myself included, I'm asking why the girlfriend to Siso didn't walk out. That is what we are saying right now. But if she walked out, we would still say she can't keep a relationship. That is what we will still say. Human beings are very funny. They will always find an excuse to blame you. They will always find something to say, something negative to say about you. So if you know that whatever that I'm doing is the best for myself and for my kids, do it. Nobody knows you better. Nobody knows that relationship better than you. You are the one who is able to tell whether this person is a good man or not, whether this woman is a good woman or not. Because even for Sibusiso, it's not like we are happy that he unalived himself. We are not happy. We are also asking, why didn't he walk out? If this woman was a toxic woman, why did he walk out? I'm very sure at some point she also wants to just unalive herself. She's not okay mentally. This is someone who needs therapy. Imagine how many people you're hurting just because you want to stick with toxic people. And some of you will come out here and start justifying people who have unalived others. There is no justification to someone unaliving another person. Nothing can justify that. No matter what you come out here and say, nothing can justify that. So I'm just urging people out there, please, when you see signs, walk out. Just like what majority of these women did, walk out. You don't have to wait until it's too late. And you don't have to unalive someone. Walk out. They've wronged you. They've done something bad to you. Just walk out. Leave them. Let the society deal with them. You don't have to ruin your life. And this movement is a message to all men out there. The message is so clear. You need to understand that just because someone has mistreated you is not an excuse to kill. These women survived. They came out, they survived. So you don't have to unalive someone. It's not an excuse. Being mistreated is not an excuse. Yes, a woman can do it to you, but it's not an excuse. You can always walk out. Take care of your kids. If you have kids with that woman, take care of your kids. But walk out in peace. Go out there, find someone, another woman who is maybe better than this woman. It's not an excuse. And this is a message to you men. It's a message to you. Because majority of you are the ones who can't handle emotions. Majority of you are the ones who can't handle the fact that a woman has cheated on you. I'm not trying to justify. I'm not trying to say that cheating is good. No, I'm just saying that just because a woman cheated is not an excuse for you to unalive her. You can always start over. And please, Africans, stop with this mentality that you have to endure violence. You have to be abused and you still stick in that relationship. You don't have to. You can always start over. This is a very poor mentality where people have accepted to be victim of violence just because they want to prove a point. You want to prove a point to who? To people who will still talk about you? Majority of you are very toxic, you're very abusive, and every Sunday you go to church. Who do you go to pray to? You're very toxic to your partners. If you don't want to be with someone, tell them, release them. Some of these men go out there, they get drunk, they get so high, they come back home, they start beating their wives, and you still want that woman to stick with you. And African women, just because we've been lied to, just because we've been brainwashed, that, you have, just endure. No one was born to be mistreated. No one was born to go through any pain. We were born to enjoy our life. And if you can't enjoy life with that person that you are with right now, walk out and find someone else. You can always start again. Start afresh. Protect your kids. They are more important than even you. Protect your kids. Some of you are being abused physically. Your husband goes out there, gets drunk, gets high, they come back home, they beat you. Some of you have broken limbs, have, black eyes, just because you're letting someone abuse you each and every day. And this is what I normally hear from African women. I can't, if I leave him, how will I survive? How are my kids going to survive? I don't have money to pay their school fees. I can't even afford to pay rent. That is what majority of you say. But the moment you walk out, you will survive. So you want to wait until when that person unalives you. So how are your kids going to survive the moment you're gone? How will you survive? These are questions that people need to ask themselves. And just like I said earlier, we also have women who abuse men physically. Women who even chop a man's engine. Let me ask you, men, the moment that woman chops your precious part off, how will you survive? Because that is what makes you a man. How will you survive without that? Just because you want to stick around a toxic person. It's very empowering to see women speak out, to see women come out and say, I did not kill, I walked out and I did not unalive someone. It's very empowering. Their courage is something that needs to be acknowledged and respected. Majority of women, majority of men out here, they don't have that courage. And I respect these women. They walked out. They walked out of violence. We will judge them, but we don't understand what they went through. Not every woman can do this. Not every man can do this. We need to respect this kind of women. And people need to learn from this. Please, men, women, learn from this. Don't wait until someone does something to you for you to walk out. Some of you won't even be able to walk out. The moment that person unalives you, how will you walk out? And who's going to suffer? Your kids. Don't wait to that point. Relationships should be about respect, should be about mutual understanding, should be about love, should be about care. And to all women who have come out sharing their stories, your strength is very inspiring. To all men out there who think that violence is the only option, please learn from these women. Violence is not the only option. And even to men going through the same thing that these women are going through these women went through, please take their advice, walk out. You can always start all over again, because I know, like I said earlier, we also have women who are violent. So don't wait for that woman to hurt you for you to walk out. Yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on the comment section. And if also you have a story to tell, please don't forget to, leave a comment. And remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time,